Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Belgian. Family, welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Okay, family, I gotta go ahead and get into this stream. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Give me a second. All right, gotta get it quiet a little bit so we can talk. Welcome everyone to the stream, the live stream, the post-game live stream. Please, if you are in the building, introduce yourself. It is customary, not like taking your hat off or your glasses off when you're talking to grown folks, but just to say hello, how you doing? I'm Harry B. Who are you? How you doing? Where you're watching from? Salute to everyone. Welcome to this live stream. I would call this the post Colorado University or University of Colorado versus the Colorado State Rams post-game conversation. We want to talk about Travis Hunter. A couple of things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Travis Hunter, but I also want to talk about some of the narratives that's going on in the sport. Because now I'm starting to feel like no matter what Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs do, Janet, what up? Fresno, Texas, what up? Welcome to the live. No matter what Coach Prime and the Buffaloes do, it's not going to be enough. We're going to talk about that because that's what we do here. We talk. Annie Rice, Greenville, Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I'm exhausted. A 4-hour live stream this morning, and I'm back after 15, 16 hours. I was going to do a video, you know what I'm saying? We drop a video on Mondays, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. But this one couldn't be done with the voiceover, or it couldn't be done the video that I had to sit there and edit. I had to do this one live because I feel like I want to show my emotions. I want you guys to see me and hear me say it as you're looking at me. Because that was a dirty, dirty game that Jay Norville displayed. Jordan Smith, what's up, Harry B? As a fan, I think a realistic return game for Travis may not be until UCLA or Oregon. What do you think? We're going to discuss that. I also want to invite anyone who don't have a dirty living room or who feel like you can turn your camera on and maybe put a light or something on and talk to me. Go outside on your deck or your porch, wherever you are. If you want to come on here and speak and talk your talk, I will want to invite some people to come on here. I want this to be an interactive show. I want to talk to people today. Whether I know which button to press on this StreamYard stream, I'll try to figure it out. But I want to talk to you guys. I want the fans, I want the club members to have an opportunity for your voice to be heard. Because sometimes you want to say a lot more, and just typing it is not enough for you. You just want to show some emotion. Come on and let's talk. If you're one of those greasy fans and you just want to stay anonymous and you don't want, you like, look, I talk too greasy. I don't want nobody to see my face. It's all good. I understand. Just go ahead and put your comments put your stuff that you're talking about in the comments. And we'll talk about it. I got Lewis Williams. That was a dirty play, man. Hope he gets well soon. We're going to talk about all of that. Enjoying your channel. Thank you, C. Waddell. I appreciate you. So if you feel brave enough to come on and show your face to the world, to the constituents, the fan base, BWBs and Buff Nation, if you feel comfortable enough to do that and you want to chat with me, I want to bring you on so we can talk. Before I bring anyone on, let me go ahead and set this up because Listen, SB Wharton, what's up? Will the NCAA do something, or would this continue? We're going to talk about that. We definitely got to talk about that part, because if they don't, there's I don't know that it goes well for homie. So we'll talk about that as well. I'll try to mark all your comments and see if I can address them. Right now we got Jordan Smith and we got SB Wharton. You guys have stuff. You got questions. We'll talk about that. All right. So these young men are young men. They're growing up. They're trying to advance their careers, their lives. Some of them have parents, guardians, situations where they're trying to help themselves to get to a better place. They're in school also. This is not the NFL. This is college football. You see what I'm saying? This is college football. You're trying to live in an environment where it's controlled by college universities, their rules and regulations and stuff like that. You're trying to get your life to that next level. So these young men have the opportunity to change their situation. I'm heavy-hearted today because I don't like what happened. I don't like it at all. I'm very heavy-hearted because I'll tell you why I'm heavy-hearted. Let me finish this thought. These young men are trying to better their lives. They're trying to go somewhere. They're trying to get to that next level. And it shouldn't be this serious. It shouldn't go to this place. The thing that number 11 did, I'm not going to call his name. I know his name. I'm not going to call his name on purpose. What he did was not just on the football field. He did that. It affects his life in different ways that he doesn't even understand. He got his directions, his instructions from his head coach, Norvell, and he went out and he executed what Norvell told him. Doing the live yesterday, I was telling you guys, oh, by the way, you guys do me a favor, hit that like button. If you can share this on your Twitter, I want more people to come and join. Hit the like button, hit the share button on your Twitter so that we can get people coming in. But he got his directions from Norvell, from Coach Norvell. I want to be respectful. He's a grown man, and so am I. But he's a coach, so Coach Norvell. He got his directions and his instructions from Coach Norvell. And I was saying this on the live yesterday during the game. And what I was saying was that the players, the way that they play is indicative of how they practice, and it's from conversations from the coach, and the coach give you instructions to play. The coach gives you directives to handle things to handle on that field. And so everything that they were doing, everything the way that they were executing their play was directive from their coach Norvell, Coach Norvell. You guys can hear me clearly. I'm using my microphone. It finally connected today. Can somebody just type in? We can hear you. I want it to be professional audio, not that crazy thing I had yesterday. So I'm using my more professional microphone today. It's kind of like off to the side, so my voice is over here. Us professionals, you want the you want the microphone to be in the direction of where your voice is, but let me disconnect this. Well, no, I already got it connected. So loud and clear. Okay, cool. I want it to be good audio. I don't want it to be that. Yesterday was terrible. I was using this thing yesterday. I was using this thing and it sounded like I was in a tin can. And as a professional, it's always a nightmare for us. Yeah, but you get your directives as a player. You get your directives from the coach. You can see that what the coach was, how Coach Prime's players were playing. Coach Prime put out a message, and he was telling the fan base, guys, chill, don't do anything crazy. When we talk about the character of the coach that we follow, the coach that we decided to support, when we talk about, hold on, guys, let me adjust my chair a little bit. I want you guys to be able to see my bandwagon buff shirt. When we talk about the character of the man that we support, which is Coach Prime, Hey, Big Falk. What else? Marshall Falk. When we talk about his character, people kind of override the character. They just kind of skim over the character of Coach Prime, and they just want to go to other personal things. But we often say, hey, we're following a guy that does it right, that was raised right, that he tries his best to do the right things. So he put out a message telling the fan base, listen, we're not about that life, because the personal stuff always got to go to how we were raised, how black people are raised, and all of that stuff. It always goes to that personal place. And we as black creators, we don't want to have to keep dealing with that stuff. We just want to just talk football, just like everybody else, other creators. We want to just talk football. But it always goes there, and it's always in that vein of, oh, you weren't raised right, and all of those things. But the character of Coach Prime, when you think about things that they heap on people of color, like, oh, you guys are ghetto, you don't have your character's bad, you thugs, and all of those things. But when we talk about Coach Prime, and we tell you guys that he does things right. He's a man of excellence. Forget about black excellence. Coach Prime is a man of excellence, and he would transcend every color barrier that there is. Because when you have other coaches that are not even black, they do some dirty things. Okay, so there are coaches out there that do some real dirty, grimy stuff. So, but Coach Prime will come out and he would say, "Hey, fan base, I need you to chill. I don't want you guys to start wilding out. Let's do this the right way. Let's not go out there targeting people. Let's not go out there and start doing crazy things. Let's not fight in the stands. Let's conduct ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Let's conduct ourselves the right way. Let's make sure that we are putting out a good product. We want people to enjoy the product, cheer for the team, cheer as hard as you want to cheer, but let's make sure our product stay dignified." So that's the person that we keep talking about. We want to keep that in the forefront. We want to remove color. We want to remove everything, all the personal things that you guys keep talking about. And we want to say, listen, look at the man, whether he was black or white or whatever. All knows the character that we should have in a human being. So let's just forget about all the color stuff and just say, that's what you want. You want a guy that has such a high standard, that he's a decent human being. He's a good person, period. That's what you want. So I wanted to start this off with that, because people keep forgetting the character and the man that this guy is, right? Because you don't think Coach Prime knew that this guy, that Coach Norvell, buff off, what's up, man? Buff off TV. If that's you, yeah, man, I saw you. We met each other in Texas. So if we're talking about this guy, he understands. Coach Prime, I'm talking about now, he knew that they were targeting. He knew what the nasty play was. He knew that what was going on. He was aware of what was going on. So I'm sure that Coach Prime could have put in one of those, what they call third stringers, fourth stringers, the people that probably not going to see the field this year. He could have just put one of those people in the game and be like, yo, go take son out. It could have been that easy. Like, yo, you see number 11? Go take him out. But that's not Coach Prime. That is not Coach Prime. And I just want people to understand the kind of guy that we're dealing with, so that we can get beyond color. Because we all know that all of the personal attacks are stemming from that grimy thing, that little thing that you say about people of color, that you're not necessarily talking about race, but we know what it is. So let's just get that out the air. You see what I'm saying? Let's just talk about that for a second. I want to get beyond color, and I want to get to the man, because it doesn't matter. It seems like as if it doesn't matter what this guy does. We're always going to do the personal attacks. We're going to attack his character. We're going to attack the way that he was raised. And we're going to attack anything that we can attack to feed into those same nasty, grimy stereotypes that we can't seem to get beyond in our nation. Because we, as colored black creators, we want to get beyond it too. Trust me. We don't want to keep talking about this. If you feel comfortable to just leave that stuff alone and just talk football, trust me, I can talk football just like the rest of the folks. I predicted during the season, preseason for 9 months, that we will go 3-0. What are we right now? We are 3-0. So if you want to stick it with football, I can talk football with you. I'm in my bag tonight, and I'm ready. If you want to stick with football, I can talk football with you all day, and I can dig into the data. I told you guys when I first started my channel, give me some time. Let me dig into my bag of research the way that I know to do it, and I'm going to have this game in the palm of my hands. And my predictions have happened. Somebody give me some love in there. You guys know, if you've been following TLP Sports Club and Harry B, put in the comments that you know that the stuff that we've been talking about all along, and you guys and I have been communicating, that is already happening. Everything that I predicted has happened so far. Going 3-0 to start the season, it has happened. That game was kind of crazy, but it's happened. A win is a win, like they say, okay? A win is a win. Keisha, can you bring my lip gloss, please? Because my lips, man, I don't want to keep licking my lips. Buff off, what's up, my guy? New Avenue, what up? Crystal Wise Williams, what up? Big Fog, what up? Dope Show Gaming, what up? Annie Rice, you've been here for a minute. I know that name. I feel like we're family already. Annie Rice, what up? So yeah, so I would love to get beyond color, because I know that I got a lot of white fans. You know what I'm saying? And it makes people uncomfortable when you keep talking about stuff that makes them feel uncomfortable. And I don't want to keep talking about that, because, I mean, trust me, okay, when we know that we got such a deep history of racism and bad things going on, whenever white people and black people get in a room, there is that weird awkwardness. And it's like either they're thinking that they're thinking that we know what they're thinking. We're thinking like they're all Karens or they're all racist. And then they're thinking like, oh, are they thinking that I'm a thug? Do they think I'm a criminal? Do they, you know what I'm saying? So whenever we get in a room with people of a different race, there's always that weird awkwardness. I want to get beyond that. I want to just talk football, and I just want to, like, you see in my opening, the two people that you see in the opening, the white lady and the white guy that I just put in my opening, those are two Buff fans that I met during the spring game when I went to Boulder. So I met them, and we had a conversation, and I didn't realize that I didn't edit when I edited the video, the tailgate video. I didn't realize that I didn't put them in there. And they said when they saw me in Texas, they said, "Yo, Harry B, TLP, bandwagon Buff." They was like, "Yo, we talked to you. We told you that we was going to win this game, and you didn't put us on. That's not even right, man. You got to do us right, man. You got to put us on this time." I was like, "You know what? I got you. I'm going to put you on." And when me and the guy, we vibed, and he was like, "Yo, bandwagon Buff." I was like, "Yo." I was like, when I started editing my new intro, I was like, "Yo, that's dope. I'm going to put that on there." So I just want you guys to understand that it's no, like, we want to all get along, but it's hard. It's hard when you're following somebody, when you like someone, and they keep getting attacked. And we know where it's coming from. We know where it's stemming from. It's stemming from that old dirty, grimy stuff that people do to downplay us, to make us seem like we don't belong, to make us seem like we're not worthy of being in the space that we are in. Coach Prime is in that space, and he deserves to be in that space. People are not going to give him that. They're going to keep going personal, because they're trying to send a message that he doesn't belong where he's at. And you know what I'm talking about. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, it's the same message. You don't belong here. Why do you dress like that? Why do you look like that? You don't belong in here. This is a club that is for the people that look like this. You don't look like this, and you don't dress like this, so we don't want you around here while you're here. You're not raised right. The way our parents raised us was this way. You see what I'm saying? So those are the messages. Those are the things that we don't want to keep talking about. If you think you are a prognosticator, when you come to me, as much as I read, even though I started my education at 12 years old, as much as I've come to understand education and how things work, and I do research, I told you guys, give me some time. I will battle. I can battle, and I can go toe-to-toe with anybody talking football, because I kept telling them this, look at the data. Look at the data. I kept preaching that on my channel. I kept telling people, bruh, look at the data. The data is there. Do the history on Jimmy Horn Jr. Forget about Shador and Travis Hunter because you had data on them. But look at Jimmy Horn. Look at Xavier Weaver. We did videos on these people. So I kept saying, bruh, I'm like, I'm not delusional. I'm like, I know chemistry and all of these things, other things matter. But you got to look at these kids. A dog is a dog. They're going to go out there and they're going to play. They're going to find a way to win. And then the mentality is a thing that you got to also consider. The mentality. What was I telling you guys last night about the mentality? What was I constantly saying? For those of you who stayed on the stream the whole night, what was I saying? Was I not telling you that CSU did not have the staying power? Somebody put in the comments and let me know that you heard me. Did you guys not remember that I said, guys, they don't have it. I said they're only clinging to the win, to the 7 points, and they're not going to win. I kept saying that. And what happened? The mentality matters. The mentality matters, guys. I kept saying that. So what I'm saying is I'm going to gloat just a little bit because a lot of people who've been here for a longer time talking college football, they had it wrong. Okay? So you got to give me some chance to shoot my shot too because you shot your shot. You kept telling me for months that I didn't know what I was talking about because I'm honest and I said I didn't know anything about college football. You thought I didn't know anything about anything. And I kept telling y'all I may be new to college football, but I ain't new to this. I'm not new to this. Your boy know what he's talking about. And I predicted what was going to happen, and it happened. The red one or the black one, you see it? Thank you. I'm heated tonight, and I haven't forgotten about you, Jordan Smith. We're going to talk about what you're talking about. I'm heavy-hearted, and I got to get this out. I'm not going to cry. I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry because it's personal. It's very personal. And I thank you for all of the white, respectful people that are here, for all of the black, respectful people that are here. I love to serve this community because it's not made up of just one race. I try to check people that are in the comments that try to go too far to the left or too far to the right. I try to keep it that because I want people to feel comfortable here. I want you guys, when you come here, to feel comfortable no matter your race. I want us to be able to talk about hard topics, but I also want us to be able to do it in a respectful way so that people can feel comfortable to add their voice to the conversation. That's the only way that we move the needle down the road so that we can all enjoy each other. We have a lot more in common than we do not in common. And if we just realize, when you see people dancing, people shouting, people enjoying themselves, that's what we all want. But we got to get beyond the hard stuff that nobody wants to deal with. And that's why I always ask the question, and people always attacking me thinking like, bro, just get back to football. I'm like, it's hard to get back to football because all this ugly stuff just keep rearing its ugly head. And the way that I'm wired, it's hard for me to just keep going when all of this ugly stuff is here. So now let's get back to the game. I talk about Coach Prime's character. I tell you about how he's inclusive, how he's a man of standards. He's a man to be honored. Give him his flags while he's here. Give him his flowers while he's here. Because we often wait till it's too late to give somebody their flowers. We often wait till the person is no longer around to then accredit him or accredit her what the impact that they had when they were in front of us doing it live. So I'm not waiting. I'm on the right side of history. Because somebody is in front of me transcending race. Somebody is in front of me trailblazing. I'm talking about Coach Prime now. Somebody is in front of me breaking barriers, making history. And I'm not going to be one of those people sitting back and being on the wrong side of history, whether I like him or not. So this guy went in and he's telling everybody, yo, you got to chill. He could have went in there and he could have made it ugly for Norvell. He could have played dirty just like Norvell. But he decided not to. He said, I'm beyond that. I'm not about that dirty game that you want to play. I'm not about that. because everything that they did, everything that Norvell's players did came from Norvell. Leadership rises and leadership falls. Okay, everything rises and falls on leadership. That's what I meant to say. So everything rises and falls on leadership. It is under his directive and his leadership that those kids went out there and played absolutely dirty and nasty. And I will address one thing that I saw on social media making his rounds is when Shador tried to poke his fingers in the through the visor or through the helmet of Kamara, the Liberian kid, Mohamed Kamara. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. I talked to you guys about do not let your good be spoken evil of, because you are one of the best quarterbacks coming out of HBCUs, and because of you, they're going to keep saying HBCUs, and you're going to keep saying HBCUs in front of the national media. Do not allow your good to be spoken evil of. Don't do it. I know you're frustrated, and they were bumping you guys every time, and they were being nasty. But whenever they're being nasty, you can't stoop to their level. You know what I'm saying? It was Michelle Obama that says, when they go low, we got to go high, or we got to stay high. We can't go low with them. So I had to put that in there because it goes both ways. Because he's one of our constituents, because he's the guy we're rooting for, and he is one of the best quarterbacks in college football right now, he doesn't get a pass from us for trying to poke his fingers in Mohamed Kamara's face. And I'm not only bringing it up because Mohamed Kamara is a Liberian guy. That's if you know me, you know that I'm an equal opportunity offender. Okay, I'm an equal. I will give it to both parties. If it's warranted, I will give it to both parties. So no, I don't like the fact that he tried to poke in that guy's eyes, because you can try to ruin his career too. He needs his eyes to do what he was dominant in that game. The kid is about to go. He's about to go to the NFL, obviously, right? And then you try to poke his eyes out. Come on, that's dirty play, and I don't like it. So I wanted to address that and put that to the side, because even though Shador did that, he was one person. The entire CSU team was playing nasty. I mean, it was like as if their directive, everything they were practicing that week. Maybe that's why they don't have cameras in their locker rooms. Maybe that's why they don't have cameras on their playing field, on their practice field. Because it was as if he was telling those kids, hey, this is what we're going to do. Any chance you get, go and hit this person. So I now come to this. The Travis Hunter hit reminded me of the Will Smith smack on that Oscar stage. It made me sick to my stomach. Every single time I see it now, I want to hurl. I want to throw up. I want to vomit. Because I'm a filmmaker, I was one of the biggest Will Smith fans ever. I mean, because Will Smith reminds me of Coach Prime as well, because of the way that he speaks, because of the way that he carries himself. He tries his best to, live the best life that he can and try to encourage people. So I really admired him at a certain point. All of that went through the window when he smacked Chris Rock. That made me sick to my stomach. So now anytime that I see a Will Smith clip online, I skip it. Really disappointed me that night. And to this day, I can't bring myself to really like Will Smith the way I used to like him. I just pray to God that I will forgive one day. I pray to God that I'll be able to get to a place one day to forgive him and be able to enjoy his content again. But at this point, I just can't bring myself to really get back to that place where I used to be with Will Smith. That hit reminded me of that, and it made me sick to my stomach. As I watched it, it made me sick to my stomach, and I can't. And then when they keep repeating it, when they keep putting it out there, it just keeps making me sick and more sick to my stomach. It was a terrible hit because, like I said in the beginning, these kids are in college, so he's not just affecting what's on the field. He has to understand that Travis Hunter got to go to class. Travis Hunter has to go do his schoolwork. In order for him to get a good education, get a degree, he has to go to school. If you target and hit him like the way you hit him, you're not just affecting what he does on the field. you're affecting his entire life. You're affecting how he goes to class, whether he's able to go to class or not. You're affecting his livelihood. You almost ended his career. I mean, that's still yet to be seen because right now he's how he has to heal. So you affected a lot more than what you think you were doing on that field. You did a lot more than that. Lives that you could have messed up. You see what I'm saying? He has a family. He has a family that he's trying to look after. His NIL deals are all tied to this thing. So you're messing up somebody's bag. You messed up. So I'm not going to cry. This stuff is emotional and it's very personal. So, but I'm going to keep it together for you guys. I'm going to keep it together for Travis Hunter. Because it's not fair when a young man is trying so hard to get ahead that somebody who is jealous, somebody who is envious, somebody who just feels like they should have gotten the attention that Travis Hunter was getting, they feel like they're going to take all of that away because their abilities cannot get them to the level that Travis Hunter is. All of that because of jealousy and envy. Because everybody is talking to him, because everybody wants a piece of him, because he's worked hard, his God-given ability, he's using everything that he can use in order for him to get to where he's at. And you don't like that. You don't like the fact that he's being talked about in the Heisman talk. You don't like that, so you're going to target him at the direction of your coach, Jay Norvell. You're going to take his direction and not be a man of standard, a man of character, and you're going to say, yes, coach, I will do your dirty work. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hit Travis Hunter when he's not looking, and I'm going to injure him, put him out of commission. Now we don't even know. I saw a video online where a doctor, a creator was doing a video, and they found a video of a doctor that was doing an analysis on where Travis Hunter was hit, and they're talking about how it could have been on his rib cage, and because of the impact, because you gotta think about the fact that Travis Hunter is running. He's running this way. He's not thinking about the guy coming from this way. He doesn't know that he's there. All he's trying to do is do a play. So the guy comes from out of nowhere, and then Travis Hunter is running full speed, hits Travis Hunter on his rib cage. So Travis Hunter didn't have to then all of that momentum that Travis Hunter had did now met with impact as if you got into an accident when you were driving. That's what it feels like on your body. So the initial shock, initially he was able to bounce back because of adrenaline, but then after that, when the impact started to settle in his limbs and the things that those the rib cage and everything that's connected to the rib cage, once they got the impact and it started to settle down and the injury started to take the soreness started to come in, Travis could barely breathe anymore. Because if you play any sports and you understand when you get that kind of impact, it takes your breath away. So just to breathe, because you breathe in and out through your nose, and then your lungs are pumping and they're going like that, it hurts to breathe. It hurts to breathe. He did that. So he can't breathe. Now he's just for him to take a breath. I told you I'm not going to cry. How is he going to go to class? How is he going to go to class? You're not just affecting what's happening on the field. You're affecting his livelihood, his life. If he can't play football, he can't get all of these endorsements. His endorsement and the things that he's able to get are all tied to football. Shador said in his conference that we know this. We know we got to keep winning because when the winning ceased, all of this is going to go away. Am I crying? I'm not going to cry. Yes. You guys, if you guys been here long enough, you will know that I get emotional. I'm a real dude. It is what it is, guys. But it's unfair, and like I told you guys, it makes me sick to my stomach to see that clip. It makes me sick to my stomach to see that clip because he almost ended this guy's. Do you guys remember what happened on the Buffalo Bills field? When you have that kind of impact on your life, it's like it can give you cardiac arrest. That kind of blow, that kind of hit can give you cardiac arrest. You can go into shock because your body is not winning, it's not ready for that kind of hit, that kind of impact, especially when you're running full speed and somebody gonna hit you from the blind side, and then it's like you're going boom, 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 and then it's like your body is sent backwards, but your momentum is still going forward. When I look at this and when I think about it, we all were seeing it in game and we were saying, wow, that was a dirty play. That was a dirty play. But when you actually take the time, the way as analytical as I am, when you start taking the time to just realize everything that could have, everything that can transpire from this, when you take it all in, you realize, wow, the impact was bigger than what we saw in real time. Just like Jay Norville saw that the impact was much bigger than what he saw. He was in the moment, but he didn't realize that when he said the phrase, "That's how my mama raised me," he didn't realize the impact when it was in real time. We didn't realize in real time. But when you start being introspective, when you start thinking about the causes, the cause and effect, when you start thinking about everything, you start thinking like, wow, he could have ended his career. God forbid he could have ended his life. Like I'm telling you, the impact could have caused cardiac arrest. It was a nasty, dirty play, and it does not belong in the sport. So now let's talk about what Sean what the other person said. I think there was a thought that I was saying. Shador Sanders says that we got to keep winning. Let me finish this thought before I move on. He said we understand that we got to keep winning, or all this goes away. We got to keep winning because if you don't win, everything that you do, everything that he's doing is tied to him being on the football field. If you take that away, it all goes away. There is no sympathy deals that's going on here. Nobody's going to give you a sympathy deal. We feel sympathetic. We are empathetic with you. We feel for you, but I'm not giving you a deal and you're not on the field. If you're on the field and all the lights are on you, all the cameras are on you, that benefits my company being linked with your rise and your shine. I want to shine with you, so I will give you money so that you can promote my product in order for me to shine with you. So that's why I'm giving you these deals. So the hit takes all of that away. It takes the classroom away. Shador was like, yo, he's very mature for his age. And I want you guys to really realize that. Shador is very, very mature for his age. I know that's a cliche, but he's introspective enough and he's smart enough to understand that all of this is tied to winning. He says, if we keep winning, we're blessed with all of this attention. The second we start losing, all of this attention goes away. I'm telling you, it all goes away. Listen, the prime example was how much were they talking about the 1-11 team? How many television stations went to Boulder during the 1-11 season? So it comes with winning. If you're not winning, if you're not shining, if all of the attention is not on you, then I'm sorry that it's not like you're not going to get what you're getting. So that's what the impact of all of this means. And it means so much more, but people don't understand. People just going to be like, oh, you're going to see some people online saying, well, suck it up. It was just a hard hit. There are going to be people saying that it was just a hard hit. But that targeting hit, it could have more impact because now we believe what Coach Prime said. It was like 3 to 4 weeks he's going to be out. That's the whole season. College football season is not that long. 3 to 4 weeks. That's USC. That's Oregon. All of the teams that matter. His endorsements. He's not on the field. They're only going to stick with him for so long. Oh, Travis, yeah, we're with you. They're going to keep, they'll send letters. Travis, we're still with you. Please get well soon. You know what I'm saying? They'll give enough money for him to, just keep Travis Hunter. But they're thinking that, okay, he's going to come back. If he doesn't come back, God forbid he doesn't come back, all of that's gone. So the impact is real. The impact is serious. And I come to this because I feel like the NCAA, the Pac-12, CU, and CSU, they need to do an official investigation into that number 11 player and the coach. They need to investigate the coach, the media, Tony Casolo, you guys, Jack Carlo, all of you guys, y'all need to put pressure on this number 11 player, on this university. Check into the practices that the Coach Norvell has. What did he tell these kids? We need to get interviews. We need to understand if he was responsible for the targeting cause. We need to understand, guys, did Norvell tell these kids to go out there and lay a hit on Travis Hunter? If that's the case, then there needs to be repercussions, or there needs to be some disciplinary actions that takes place coming upon Jay Norvell. This is not one of those just things we just move off from. Oh, Travis, please get well. It's not that. This is bigger than that. Not because I'm a Colorado fan, not because I'm out here cheering for Coach Prime. If you are a decent human being, that you would see that this guy could have ended either that guy's life, God forbid, God thank you that he didn't, but he could have ended his career. That's yet to be seen. He can't go to class if he's hurt. How's he going to do his homework? How's he going to get the study work? Now he got to do his work hurt. The impact is serious. And I'm saying this because I feel as if they don't do this, it's not going to go well for number 11. I'm not trying to invoke anything. I'm talking about reality of how the sport is. Because everybody saw that game. It was the last football game. It was the last anything that was happening this morning. Like, people were like, what else is on? Like, all reruns of Rock, of The Simpsons. Like, what else is on right now? Nothing. It was just them. So everybody saw it. So the football world saw it. If y'all don't do an investigation and get to the bottom line of this, some player out there that likes Travis Hunter might just say, hey, or some coach that feels like, man, look, if that was me, this is what I would have done. I'm telling you, somebody out there might put a licking on that kid. So they need to make sure that that NCAA addresses this matter. They need to really understand the NCAA better get ahead of this, and all of the responsible reporters and all of the journalists, those guys that have the media passes, and all of you guys that has the opportunity to go in there and ask the serious questions, y'all need to do some work. If you're watching me right now and you're in the media, you have a pass to go talk to Coach Norvell and the university. The NCAA, if anybody's watching from the NCAA, y'all need to do an official investigation into that hit, because I'm telling you, it's not a good look. We need to put some pressure on that university. And on the NCAA, they have to investigate, because that was unfair. That was not the right thing. We do not need that in the sport. College football does not need dirty plays like that. This has nothing to do with, glasses, or he has a hat on, or anything like that. It was more like you're talking smack. Everybody's thinking that you're the best guy. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to talk to you, and I'm taking you out because I'm jealous, because of whatever reason I think I'm better than you, or whatever it is. And then he gets burnt by Jimmy Horn. If you're a great player, bro, play your game. Square up with Travis Hunter. Come try to check him. Or get done like Jimmy Horn did you. If you play the game, like, if you are good, then it's going to come out. there's a lot of things I want to discuss. I want to bring some people on who's out there who wants to come on and voice your opinion about what's going on about this Travis Hunter situation before I move on to the next topic. I have the link. I can invite you guys. I can invite you to the link. I can give you guys the link. Let me see. Let me see here. So if you want to come on, you want to shoot your shot, you want to have your voice be heard, let me know you want to come on and I will bring you on. But yeah, I feel like there needs to be an official investigation. There has to be an official investigation into this situation because I feel like it's going to get uglier. I don't think that it just goes on unheard or it doesn't go unanswered. It got to be addressed. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't kicked out of the game. Like he wasn't kicked out of the game. That, okay, so I can say it was because the play happened in real time. When you get an opportunity for you to look at it in retrospect, maybe then you look at it, you be like, oh, that was pretty bad. Was it one of those plays that it was just like, okay, we saw it in real time. It didn't look as bad until we really started looking at it afterwards, and now it's really bad. He's in the hospital because if they kicked Muhammad out for doing that play, Muhammad was just going for he was going for the hit on Shador, and he just went high, and his helmet hit Shador. Those are football plays. You see what I'm saying? So that play, we're not looking at like, oh my gosh, that was such a dirty play, and they should have kicked him out. But I feel like they were doing that because they were trying to make up for not kicking out number 11. It's like they were trying to make up for that because that play was not as bad as number 11's play. So why kick Muhammad? Why kick Muhammad out and you didn't kick number 11 out? I don't understand it. Well, you guys, I made a post on YouTube that Travis Hunter, his the thumbnail that you see on this video on this live, that his girl said that he was okay. So we're looking for that. We're praying for that. God, I thank you. God, I exalt you. I thank you for your grace and your mercy. I pray right now for Travis Hunter and his family that this does not go beyond weeks. God, your healing power, I ask for you to please heal him expeditiously. Expeditiously. In Jesus' name, amen. I don't want it to be a doom and gloom live, you know. It was a bad play. But I want to talk about some other things. I want to talk about some other takeaways. CSU should be sued. The NCAA definitely need to do research. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate you. Y'all, you guys gotta pray. Like, this is our team. You gotta pray, man. Y'all gotta pray. Any opportunity I get, I'm praying. So pray for Travis because you never know. This could go longer. It could be a season-ending injury. You never know. We don't know because your rib cage, like, it affects your breathing. If you're an athlete, you know. Sonia, I thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This could be a season-ending injury, but we're coming against that in the power and the blood of Jesus. We pray the blood of Jesus all over that situation, and I thank God that God is with him. God is gonna take care of him. Because you don't want to see a young man that works so hard as Travis Hunter. You don't want to see him go down like this. You know what I'm saying? You want these kids to get to see their dreams come true. That's what we want. We want the best players to shine. If you're one of the best, we want to see what your greatness is going to bring you. We want to see that. Like so nobody should take that away from them just because of jealousy and envy. It shouldn't happen like that. Jay Norvell, like you haven't really got to the point where the world can take a look at you like they're doing Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime. You haven't gotten to the point where you've been in the trenches in obscurity. um, you've been out there trying to prove yourself, and this was your opportunity to do it. And you felt like you had to be dirty in order for you to accomplish that. And you play well. I mean, don't let your good be spoken evil of. You did so well, Jay Norvell, as a coach. You dominated the daggone game, and we're not talking about that. The fact that you came prepared, your OCs and your DCs, and everybody came and they outplayed us. But now we're talking about the fact that you are a dirty coach. That's not right, man. Don't let your good be spoken evil of, because you don't have to do. If you are that dude, you just have to wait your turn. Even Coach Prime has a clip like that's going online saying, if nobody's looking at you right now, just keep working. If nobody's talking about you right now, just keep working. If nobody's calling your name, just keep working. And my baby, you're going to be, before you know it, everybody's going to be talking about you. TRP Sports may not be the top channel right now in college football or even in this Deion Sanders ecosystem, but I guarantee you, I'm being patient, and I know that God has a plan for me. So I'm treating people right. I'm doing the right things. I'm supporting people that don't support me. people that don't want the best, my people that don't have my best interest. I'm still supporting them. I'm calling their names on my channel. I'm giving them props. That they would not call my name not one time, but what I do know is that God rewards his people who are diligent. God, if you do it the right way, God has a reward for you, and he will throw a party for you. And my day will come. Norvell's day is going to come, but he has to keep grinding and keep doing the right things, not send kids out there to play dirty and try to take out a young man who has worked so hard to get on this stage, try to take him out and everything that he worked hard for. The type of person that does something like that is not a good person, and God does not like ugly. God doesn't like ugly. It's very unfortunate. But some of the other takeaways is week after week, the 1-11 kids that are still on that team are proving that they had some dogs on that field. They had some dogs in that locker room, and they need some respect on their name, and they just needed the right leadership, and they just needed the right culture. So I'm highlighting another thing that I talked about several times on my channel. If you guys think I'm doing a good job, please subscribe to my channel. Right? Please, because I work hard, and I'm working hard for this constituents. What I tell you guys is that I said with the right leadership, if you are a player, if you are a decent player, you can thrive. I've made several videos talking about that. The 1-11 kids, you guys tell me, was Harrison part of the 1-11? I want to see that. Harrison was one of the stayovers, right? Harrison was, I believe he was one of the 1-11s. So if I'm not mistaken, Harrison was definitely part of the 1-11 team. Yeah, somebody, El Hombro Negro. Your names are killing me. El Hombro Negro. What are you doing, man? El Hombre Negro. Stop playing with me, Reggie. Thank you, Janet Fox. Thank you for the laughter. It's healing. Does that mean a humble Negro? Oh, oh God. Yo, how you calling? Emmanuel? You want to call in? You want to come in? Do you want to come on screen or you want to call in? Because I don't think I have a call in. Okay, so now we're getting the information from Bryant Johnson. Excuse me, guys. Says he's a walk-on, no scholarship, walk-on player from the stayovers from the 1 in 11. So, like I was saying, several times I told you guys that with the right leadership, a dog can be trained to shine. You need the right leadership. If you're a dog breeder, you understand that if you see a dog in the cage and he's looking anorexic, he's not, he doesn't have the right nutrition, and he's looking like, and any dog can come in there and beat him because he's hungry. He doesn't understand why he's being fed these things. You have the wrong breeder. With the right breeder, with the right leadership, you can get a dog that's a dog to bark the right way. The last interception, I'm gonna put this out there, but if you are the one that told me that Trevor Woods is my guy, okay? That's my guy. If you were the one that told me that Trevor Woods was not gonna play, show yourself. Show yourself, okay? I need you to show yourself so I can shame you live. I'm just messing with you. But nah, you see, Trevor Woods got the last interception. On the live, I was going, I don't want this game to end. I don't want this game to end the way that they're thinking that it's going to end. I want us to get an interception. I kept saying we're going to win. I just don't like the way that we're going to win, okay? I just kept saying we're going to win. So, so I knew, okay? I knew that the 1 in 11 kids, they have a few dogs in there, but then when I kept watching Trevor Woods, I was like, yo, Trevor Woods is a baller. And I think I made 2 Trevor Woods videos, maybe 3, because I did one live and I said, let's talk about Trevor Woods. And I keep talking about Trevor Woods. What the last interception, he made the last interception to end the game. And then he kicks the ball. He's like, get that out of here. I loved it. Vindication. Dedication will bring you dedication. Discipline will bring you vindication. You don't need to be angry. Just dedicate and discipline yourself, and you will be vindicated. That's what Trevor Woods and the triple ones are doing. Remember, I called them the triple ones. So that's the thing, triple ones. All right, so we're gonna call them the triple ones because they're 1, 1, 1. So triple ones, 1 in 11. That's triple ones. I got the catchphrases. I'm Mr. Catchphrase. So the triple ones are really they're vindicating themselves. Because Harrison came out and he was the hero. When I put out that graphic on YouTube and I said, show me your game breaker or tell me your game breaker, nobody knew that the tight end was actually going to be the hero of the game, along with Shador Sanders. 4 touchdowns, 79.9% rating throwing. That was amazing. But the thing, a takeaway from that is, it taught us. For you, if you didn't watch the live last night or this morning, the takeaway is that it taught us a lot. It taught us the character of this team. We have to know the character of this team, and then we also learn a lot about ourselves. Excuse me. We learn a whole lot about ourselves as fans of this game. That was 80%. I thought it was 78 to 79%. My dad is the math genius, not me, but I think it was 79. Somebody put up the numbers. Put up the numbers in the chat. Let me know if it was what the numbers was, so somebody can do the math. I don't have the numbers in front of me. 36 to 45. 36 out of 45. Was that the number? I don't think was that the number? So what's the percentage? That's 80%? Oh, that's 80 on the dot. L Boogie. Okay, I see you, L Boogie. That's what's up. Okay. Oh, so he stayed above 80. He stayed 80 and above. Harrison proved Harrison is vindicating himself. And it's just like when you get an opportunity to get on that big stage, to so Harrison could have actually went to a new team, or he could have stayed with a really really bad CU team, and maybe a good coach would have came in here and maybe put up a winning season. But Harrison's name was not going to be on that stage. But now that Harrison is on that bigger stage, you see how God can elevate you if you are disciplined and you are dedicated to your craft. Harrison, Trevor Woods, the stayover kids, I believe the center, Van Wells, he was also another stayover. So, like, we like to bag these kids. We like to bag on these kids, and we like to tell them they're not that good. But, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm so happy for Harrison. I'm so happy for Trevor Woods. I am so happy for Van Wells, the kids that are still on this team that did not chicken out and make a dash for it, for the door. And okay, so Sean said it was 38 over. That's what I thought. I didn't think that was the numbers. I had the numbers in my head. It didn't look correct. So 38 out of 47. What's the math on that? Isn't that like 70 something percent? Janet Fox says they had 16 penalties. So somebody do the math on 38 from 47. What's the math on that? Tell me the percentage. I think that's 78 to 79%. Somebody tell me. Like I said, my dad is the math guy. I'm just that's still an 80 plus. Dang. All right, L Book with the calculator. Are you using calculator, or you can do that in your head? How many people can do that in their heads? Good luck with that. I'm not like 38 carried it too. But yeah, so that was another takeaway. The triple ones are proven to be some players. Okay, Sean Starkey said it's a 0.8085. So he's still, it's a 0.81, Bridget. You gotta carry the one. It's a 0.81, Tommy. That's a 0.81. Look, every number counts, okay? How do we link in? Bro, I can Prime Sports Media. Oh, yo, Prime Sports Media, what up, bro? Yo, I watch your channel, man. I think I've commented on some of your stuff. Thanks for coming to my live, man. What's up? You're one of the new ones. I love to give love out here for those who you know reciprocate. Yeah. So you guys go subscribe to Prime Sports Media. That's another creator. His backdrop is pretty nice. He got some really good lighting, and his shorts are pretty fire too. So, and then his sound is good too. I love it. I love it. But Big Fog, man, shout out. You're welcome, Prime Sports Media. You're welcome, brother. All right. I like your background. I like your lighting. And your sound is crisp. Whew, boy, that's professional. You was intentional, boy. You came in here. You was like, I'm not playing around. When I hit the ground, I'm running. All right. So you want to come in? I can send you an invite. Who wants to come on? Who wants to come on here? It says invite. I got the link. I can email you the link. I can email you the link, and I can let's see. Yeah, if you have a Gmail, send me your Gmail, and I can send it to you. So that's 80.8. Yeah, it's 81, bro. We going with the 81, bro. 81%. Let's somebody type 81. Somebody else type 81. That's 81, bro. Don't play with me. 81%. Yeah, man. 81%. Okay, so he was 81% last night. The way he was playing, I would have been like, Shador, bro, stop being trash tonight. He even told himself he's trash. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, stop playing with me. Y'all not gonna turn into these cardiac kids, okay? L Boogie, thank you for typing out 81%. I appreciate you. Yes, because the real number is 80.8. So you carry the one. Okay, you gotta carry the one. So, yo, if you want to come on, I can email you the link. So let me know if you want to come on. I'll email you the link. Because I mean, if you want to talk, look, listen, I want people to come on here who have knowledge of the game, who have something they can add to the conversation, you can come on here. I want you to have your voice to come on and talk, because people have, I want the conversation to go. I know the comments are in there. You're killing it in the comments, but if you want to come on and you want to share your thoughts live, I'm all for it. So come on, and I'll tell me your email, and I'll email you the hot tips. Okay, you send your email in the chat. Oh, yo, let me see. Hold on. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. All right, so hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. All right, guys, hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. Send me your email. Let me send you the link so you can come on. Send me your email. I got it right here. I'm ready. Hot tips for TLP Sports at gmail.com. Send me your email, and then I will bring you on, and then I will email you the link. Okay. All right, guys. So go ahead and send me your email. Send me your email. I got it right here. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready to come on, send me your email, and I'll send you the link, and you can come on. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to discuss is that I want to talk about. Yes, this is what I want to talk about also. The goalpost keeps moving. I just want to get this out now. The narrative keeps changing. The goalpost keeps moving, right? Because our schedule is coming up. All right, so I got you. I'm coming to. I'm sending you the information right now, Prime Sports. Give me a second, guys. All right, I just sent you the link, Prime Sports. Come on here, let's talk. But the narrative keeps changing. So now the new narrative is you guys haven't played anyone. Is this not exhausting for you? If you are a Coach Prime fan, you've been around here for a while, is this not exhausting for you? Are you just not exhausted because you feel as if like, do we get a break? Can we breathe? Can we just enjoy the moment for 1 second? Do we get to ever breathe? Because now we haven't played anyone. We played 3 games. And now they're talking online that if we can't beat CSU decisively, then how do we expect to beat Oregon, USC, Cal, and all those other teams? So I made a post on YouTube and I said, listen, hey, Prime Store, let me know you got it, man, because I sent it to you. All right, Emmanuel, I'm going to send you the link as well. All right, Emmanuel, I just sent you the link. So Prime Sports and Emmanuel, I just sent you guys the link. So you guys can come on so we can talk. All right, so what do you guys think about this whole narrative that's changing now? As far as like, yo, you haven't played anyone. How is it that we're supposed to start off? Maybe they had us beating CSU, but we're supposed to start off the season like really stinking up the place. But now we haven't played anyone, and then we can't. Now we're going to go into a stretch where now we're going into that whole stretch of this is going to be your real test. And I want to put this on the record. I want to put this on the record for I want to put it on the record to say, let me see, make sure that I was reply. Okay. Let's put it on the record now so everybody can be aware that let's keep that the conversation is going to move. Okay, the goalpost is going to move because everybody is saying, a couple of people have already commented on the post that I made about the fact that they commented and they said, well, you guys haven't played anything, right? Or you guys haven't played anyone. So now I want to put it on the record that if and when, right, we beat Oregon or USC or one of these darling teams in the Pac-12, the conversation is going to change and it's going to go to the Pac-12 has no good teams or the Pac-12 sucks. The Pac-12 is not even that good. Okay? So let's put that on the record and let's let that be known that is coming, that the Pac-12 is not a good conference and you guys have to play the SEC to see if you're a really good team. So that's coming. All right? Now let me bring on Emmanuel first and then we'll continue this conversation. Let's go. Emmanuel in South Africa. What up, Emmanuel?
Yeah, man. What's up, bro?
What is going on all the way in South Africa? What time is it in South Africa?
Hey, bro. It's like 13 minutes past 4 in the morning.
It's 4:13?
Yeah, 4:13 a.m.
I hope you ain't got to work. I hope you ain't got to work tomorrow.
No, bro. Actually, I do have to do some little bit of work before, by 8 o'clock I have to be in the office. So basically, I have to write up something.
8 a.m. You got work to do.
Yeah.
So in less than 4 hours, you got to be up and go to work.
Yes, actually, I am about to actually work right now and actually wrap up things we are supposed to wrap up on Friday.
So let's get it out the way so you can go to sleep.
Yeah.
So let me tell you. So tell me what your feeling is about what's going on with Travis Hunter or whatever you wanted to share. Let's go.
Okay, bro. First and foremost, let me say like big ups to Coach Prime. He's doing a lot with those kids and it truly inspires them to actually do great. Let's not take anything away from the Colorado State. There are good players there. Like Terry Horton, he played well. Yeah, but just to give a wrap of the analysis, Coach Prime did well. Travis Hunter, he made a fumble there, but the tackle was wrong. The tackle was wrong. All players were supposed to be sent off, and also the sending off of Mohammed was very much on point because he could have knocked off the helmet of Kudus Sanders. And then just imagine the other players came in to tackle him. So they could have guarded him by mistake.
Hold on, Emmanuel. 1 second. It says he can try headphones or his volume because he's getting feedback. Who's getting feedback? Is it Emmanuel that's getting feedback?
Oh yeah, it's me, but don't know about it. I don't know if ever your stream does get feedback. I do get feedback.
They said tell him to turn his Bluetooth off.
My Bluetooth.
Or turn your volume down so you don't get the echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, turn your volume down from where you're hearing me so that you don't get the echo.
All right, the volume is a bit down.
Yeah, guys, I don't know how to turn the volume down on my end, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to learn all that.
Oh, okay.
So, but go ahead, continue.
All right,
let's turn your volume down on the computer.
other point, my brother. The point I wanted to make was that
I
the
just turned
sending
it down,
off of
guys.
Muhammad was very much legit because um what Muhammad was doing was actually very much unsportsmanly, my brother, because he could have took the helmet off to just send us off. And just imagine if ever the other players could have came in, um, ran up on him, they could have headbutted him, could have injured him, you know. So basically, the sending off was very much legit because he was given a warning before to stop that, but he continued. And then
Oh, you
imagine,
talking about Muhammad?
yes, he was
What,
given a warning.
a warning when you talking about when he hit Shador?
He went for the face twice. He went once. He was given a warning before. There were flags, and the refs came up to him, but he did it again, and that's when he was sent off.
Oh, okay. So they're saying that they can't hear you, man. So we're gonna have to end this because I don't know if you got to do something.
All right. No worries, no worries, no worries.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in.
All right, cool, man.
All right, thanks you. Take care. So, all right, guys. So sorry about the bad sound. I don't know if it was on his end because when you guys said turn down my sound, I turned down my sound and you guys said it was still bad audio. So I don't know if it's something they got to do. Let me know something they got to do on their end, and then we'll try to figure it out. So anybody else that comes on, we can make sure that the sound is good. So because I want you guys to hear him. And he's like Muhammad is from South Africa. It's 4 a.m. in South Africa. We got people from South Africa watching the show. So salute to Muhammad. And Muhammad, man, I will definitely want to invite you back on if you get an opportunity to work out the sound. Maybe get some headphones, something where they can hear you. Because I think it's pretty dope to have somebody from South Africa, all the way from South Africa, to come on the show. Okay, so Muhammad, they're saying that you were listening to me while you were also talking. So maybe if you get some headphones, you can hear me while you talk. So maybe the sound would be better next time. We got another guest that's supposed to be coming on. It's Prime Sports Media. I did send him the link. Hopefully he got it, and he'll be able to come on shortly. But what do you guys think in the so what do you guys think in the comments? What do you guys think about the fact that the narrative is continuing to change? I know it's exhausting, and I know it's just a weird thing because, excuse me, at the end of the day, it's like, bruh, like, can we just let us, anybody know T-Bone, the gospel rapper T-Bone? He made a song that says, "Can I live?" You know what I'm saying? Can I live? Can we live a little? Can you let us live a little? What is the problem? Like, bruh, what else do we have to do to let you know that, or to just give us some respect? You ain't play nobody, but why weren't you saying that earlier? Why is it that you weren't saying that we needed to play somebody, that we weren't good? You weren't saying that TCU was bad. You weren't saying that Nebraska was bad. We beat them, then you moved the goalpost. Why? Oh man. All right, so what do you think about this narrative? We beat Oregon. The narrative is going to change. It's going straight to the Pac-12 is not the SEC, the Southeastern Conference. Okay, the SEC is the biggest conference in all of college football. That's where you got your Georgias. I believe that's where you got your Alabamas. You got your biggest teams and the best players. They come out of the SEC. We're going to the what? The Big 10 or we're going to the Big 10 or the Big 12. All right. So we're going to the Big 10 next year. And Coach Prime gets those 7 dogs that he's saying that he needs in order for him to start winning. We're coming for the natty. I'm telling you, we're coming for the natty if we're able to get those couple of dogs on that line. Because let's be frank, guys, let's not be delusional on this channel. Okay? When you guys talk about good vibes, our defensive line and our offensive line need some help, guys. I mean, who put up the graphic? I think it was one of the was it ESPN that put up the graphic? We're going to the Big 12. Okay, Big 12. Sorry, guys. ESPN put up the graphic that the only play that CSU was running was cross routes. It was like, yo, like we could not stop any cross route plays. It says all of CSU's plays, and then they had an arrow going this way, they had an arrow going that way. That was the only thing that CSU was doing, but for some crazy reason, our guys did not pick it up or could not stop it. They kept doing the same plays, and it made CSU look like a better team than they actually were, because CSU got given 70. Okay, let me remind you, CSU was given 70 in their opening game. Stop playing with me, brethren. Was it 70? If I'm not mistaken, let me do some stuff right here. CSU football schedule. CSU football schedule. All right, hold up. When did it play? Let's see here. All right, so CSU played. No, they were given 50. Washington State gave them 50. They scored 24. 50 to 24. But yeah, man, I think where the holes are, where we got to pick up, we got to tighten up on the defensive line, because I feel like every time we're getting exposed, we're getting our secondary players are pretty good, but we're getting exposed on that line, and we got to correct it, guys. We got to correct the line. Sean Starkey said O-line needs 3 more. They'll be back next year. They'll be back next year and return 3 starters. All right. I would say I would second that. I see your 3 and I raise you 3 more, bruh, because Charles Kelly can make a defender tackle. Terry Rubin says, nah, man, I see your 3 and I raise you 4, bruh. Yeah, I say 4 or 5 on that line, because, man, the thing about it is when somebody gets gassed, when somebody gets tired on there, and you need some fresh legs, you need to just bring somebody in to give somebody else a breather so that we can to be dominant. Like, maybe you guys don't understand the Coach Prime that I know, man. I study stuff so closely. You guys don't understand what Coach Prime is trying to do. Let me let you in on what Coach Prime is trying to do. All right, Prime Sports, I see you, my guy. I'll bring you on in a second. Let me let you guys in before I bring Prime Sports on. Let me let you guys in on what Coach Prime is trying to do. Coach Prime knows the odds that are against him. Coach Prime understands the things that are against him. So Coach Prime really, really wants to put the smacking on every game that he plays. He wants to be so dominant that when he wins these games, he wants his legacy to be like he is the best coach that's ever done this. Just like when he was a player, Coach Prime wants to be the most dominant coach that's ever done this, in case you didn't know that. Okay, so we got to make sure that offensive line and that defensive line, we can fly people in and out that can come with fresh legs that are just as good as the next guy. I'm just saying, that's my analysis. All right, Prime Sport, let's talk. Let me see what you got to say, man. What up, my guy?
Hey, Prime what's Sport, going on? Can you hear me?
What's your real name?
Hey, Clinton. You can call me Mr. Clinton. I go by a lot of names on YouTube. I actually have another channel by the name of Information Man Show. I do a lot of political, social, and cultural commentary on that program. And then on the Prime Sports Media channel, I do my sports. But Clinton, man, I work in health and mental health. I've been dealing with mental health for years, working with youth and dealing with guys in the prison system here in California, trying to help guys that are trying to change their life. So that's a little bit about what I do. But I want to say this to you, brother. One of the reasons why I was glad that you invited me on, because I've had a chance to see your work on your channel, the things that you do, and I'm very impressed. I've been following your channel for some time, watching videos, and I like the way you do what you do. So I wanted to say, give you your flowers and give you a lot of appreciation there. I like your analysis about Coach Prime. I think he's going to take coaching just like he did as a player. He wants to dominate it. He wants to be the best, and that can be reflected by the coaching staff.
Give me 1 second. Can y'all hear Clint? Just want to make sure I can hear him clearly.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
My headphones.
Oh, okay.
Is perfect. So I just want to make sure that everybody else can hear him clearly.
Oh, okay. I hope they can.
Yeah, hopefully they can. But go ahead, continue.
No, I'm just saying I agree with your analysis. Look at his coaching staff. You know, a lot of people think this is a joke because he's got a lot of fanfare around him, but he's got NFL style coaches on that team, in that coaching staff. Prime is serious about what he's trying to do here, and I think he's going to do something great. Now, you've heard this already, brother. He said just a few days before the game that he's about 8 players away from doing what he really wants to do. Exactly. And you've got the recruits that are knocking at his door, and I hope that he gets, I believe it's Underwood. I think he's one of the best high school quarterbacks in the country. I hope that they get their hands on him. But go ahead, brother. It's your show. I just wanted to, share a little love.
Yeah, the recruits. I think I made a video about talking about the idea that once we start to make some room, once we start to progress in the season.
Yes, sir.
That Coach Prime, and I think that that's what people are afraid of. I think I made that silly analogy about the Black Whisperer, but I guess what I was trying to articulate was the fact that Coach Prime is so connected and well connected with the Black community.
Yes.
That parents, those who are the parents and the coaches, not even just Black people, but even like high school coaches that used to watch Neon Dion, they want to send their kids to Prime, but I think a lot of them are deterred or they were scared off by the clown media circus that was built around the preseason.
Right.
So that's why I felt like it was a disservice to Coach Prime, and I felt the frustration when he came on the at the press conference, and he was so frustrated. You can tell in his eyes, and he said, "The kids that you see here, that are here, are not the kids that's going to play at TCU." So, and that frustration it gave me some insight to let me know that there's more. Coach Prime wants to get the right guys, and if he's given the opportunity to do that, you know what I'm saying, then those kids will come naturally. That's just because everybody is so in love and so enamored with what he's doing, even down to the high school and some college coaches. So he will he will always get references. So I want to get your thought on that piece.
I think that he will. This is the thing. You made a key statement, my brother. You said he understands the African American community. This is why the other coaches feel threatened by Coach Prime, because he can go into any household within the Black community and he can speak our language. Mm-hmm. What has he been saying? He says, you got to sell yourself on the mama. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And he understands the power of our culture and how to speak and what our people are looking for when it comes to sending our kids off to school to play sports, whatever it is, to get an education. And I think the other coaches that are not of our ethnic background, they don't really speak the language. They can't. And this is the thing. And this was said, a lot of these coaches are phony. And a lot of them will fake it till they make it when they come in your household. Coach Prime is not faking it till he makes it. It is who he is. He's been authentic this way since day one he stepped into football. And I think that's what sells him on these kids. And I think he speaks to this generation, the way he uses the social media with his son, Sanders Jr. And check this out, brother. Mark my words. And I've been saying this on my own channel. You're going to have these other coaches that are not Black. They're going to start trying to copycat off of Dion, right? They're going to start saying, we need to get a social media department in here, right? But check this out. Now I'm going to give you some history here. Remember when you had singers like Little Richie, you had soul singers, and back in the day, they would try to replace them by putting, white people on the album, or you would have people like Pat Boone that would try to sing Little Richie songs.
Yes, sir.
But he just couldn't do it right. And Little Richie kept speeding up the tempo, and it came out wrong. So what am I saying here? They're going to try to copy off of Coach Prime, but they ain't got the secret sauce.
They ain't got the sauce.
They can try to copy what he's doing, but they don't have the authentic.
They ain't got the sauce. That's a good analogy. Thank you, brother. Yo, that is so true. Like
I'm telling you, man.
Like the Beach Boys or back in the day when you had the music and they tried to copy the songs and you had the kids on the beach, doing the dances.
And they going robotic, like stiff. Well, Coach Prime, when he comes in that household, when he goes into these communities with his swagger ain't robotic. You know what I mean? It's all natural.
It's natural.
So, right. So he has, I think that's why people are feeling threatened, because the paradigm has changed. He's changing the paradigm, right?
Yeah, man.
And keep this in mind too, brother, because I've talked about this too. You notice how he's doing, there's other coaches, Lincoln Riley, even Nick Saban, there's other coaches that have taken over teams and have gotten rid of players that were not meeting up to standard. Right. But then when Coach Prime comes in and does it, which he's given in his first year as a coach to reshape the roster, he didn't create that rule. That was NCAA. Like the old song, you better ask Tyrone. It ain't his fault. Go call the NCAA and ask them why did they implement that, and he's just utilizing it.
Oh, but let me say this before I forget, right? let me add to that. There's something that goes on when you're dealing with bureaucracy. Mm-hmm. You're not only just, you can make the rules, but even if you're in the body and you think the rules is not correct, the only way you can change this is public pressure. You know what I'm saying? Public pressure can change the rules. So some people think, they don't agree with my analysis sometimes, but I tell them, like, look, to change it, send some millions out. Y'all think the making Marco the Prince Harry situation, y'all think it was that was orchestrated.
Yes.
People got to understand that was orchestrated. You send millions out, you pay the right influencers, and they're going to go out there and they're going to spread that narrative, and it's going to catch fire. And then that public pressure is going to then get back to the same people that wants the rules, that changed the rules but don't like it, and it's going to then now give them the right of way to go ahead and change that rule that they don't even like themselves. But they had to do it because of public pressure. You see what I'm saying? So it's something that people should think about. It's an insight that most people don't think about, that your lawmakers, the people who are in the position to change the rules, or even people like, let's just say the House speakers, those people are being led by a group of constituents, a caucus. So it's not always like that. It's not a popular thing for them. They can only move as the caucus or as the group, the body moves. So when the NCAA makes those rules, some of them may not like those rules, but the only way to change it is through public pressure.
But this is let me give you another way you can look at this.
Mm-hmm.
When they change these rules, whether it be giving players NIL money, right, and letting coaches reshape their roster as they see fits, particularly when they're in their first year of running a football team program. Remember, they didn't imagine a Deion Sanders, a Coach Prime. And so what's happening is that Coach Prime has come in. He has dominated the transfer portal. He's dominated the system. And it also makes the reason why the other coaches hate on him too is because it also makes them look bad. It makes you say as an AD, why didn't you do what he did? Why didn't you reshape the roster the way Deion did? So these coaches, I'm just saying, brother, they have to hate on Prime because it makes them it opens up the door to them being exposed for their lack of imagination in utilizing that transfer portal. So I wouldn't be surprised if these very coaches that are hating on Prime will go to these various coaches meetings and try to reshape the way things are happening, because they know that they're going to have a hard time competing when he brings something to the table, a special sauce, as we said before, that they can't bring. I think that's why you're seeing this hate. When you look at Jay Norvell, I said it in my own video. I think a part of that brother situation is that he knows that he's going to have a hard time recruiting in-state kids because there's a new sheriff that's come in town. But this shows you what Coach Prime is made of. Coach Prime, during the press conference, was not having any divisiveness. He said, I don't know the brother that well, but I wish him the best. His blessings are different from my blessings. I want the brother to be a good coach, a great coach. So that showed a certain level of class on Prime's part. After all that was said, that he wishes the brother to have success.
So I'm gonna go back to the music analogy. I used to work at Three Keys Records in Silver Spring, Maryland. Yeah, with Marcus Johnson, Bob Johnson's nephew.
Wow, I got family in Baltimore.
So that's what's up. So I want to give you a music analogy.
Okay, I'm listening.
The reason why when you listen to radio and a lot of the music sounds the same is because of the A&Rs. Exactly what you just said. When they get the hit records and they hear them on the radio, they're pressured to duplicate it.
Wow.
The bosses would say, "Hey, that song is hot. That song is popping right now. We need a version of that song." So when you listen to radio is going to have multiple songs that sounds exactly the same. And that's because of the A&Rs are pressured to put a song out that sounds exactly like the hit songs that are currently out. So I wanted to piggyback on what you said about the ADs. The ADs, before you know it, man, you remember when Tiffany Hardish came out?
Yes.
And she was herself, and she was bombastic, and she was speaking her ghetto, quote unquote ghetto language.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you realize that some of the more conservative actors, they're like, I'm ghetto too. I can talk, I can roll my head. And
now it's popular.
My finger. Now because it's popular, people are going to start copycatting it because everybody wants to shine, no matter what. Now you see a lot of people are, talking about how Coach Prime has people on the sidelines, and it's going to look like the BET Awards real soon when they play USC. People like to be connected to something that's popping. People like to be connected to something that's that's shining. Everybody, a lot of bandwagon buffs like us are here because it's a winning season, it's a winning culture. Everybody likes to be a part of something that's winning. I say that to say that we're going to be seeing a lot of Coach Primes real soon, because the ADs, the universities, the provosts, they're going to start asking questions just like the one you brought up. Who is our Deion Sanders? Is there another neon Deion out there that you can go out and get? Because the things that he's doing, we're talking about $18 million in one weekend. Wow. And I know that American culture, M's is something that we downplay, but $18 million is a lot of money for a city to make in just one weekend.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that because I feel like what you said was a key thing because it's going to start happening. A&Rs do it, artists do it, and it's going to start happening in the football culture.
Well, let me ask you this question because I'm glad you brought that up. In some way,
before you say that,
I'm sorry.
Anybody else that wants to come on? Hot tips for TLP Sports. Send me your email. Hot tips for TLPsports.com. No, hot tips for TLPsports@gmail.com. If you guys are liking the show, if you like the guest that's coming on, please hit the like button. If you like the topics, please, I can continue this, have people come on. We come on a weekly thing, and we can kind of talk football and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining the show. Thank you, Clint. You said right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Clint, for joining the show. I really appreciate you. But go ahead with your.
Yeah, man, I'll have to get you on my program so we can break down some analysis too of these games. This is what I wanted to ask you because there's a flip side to this Prime effect. Could this be? Well, I think it's a good thing. Could this be a dawn of other black coaches or coaches in general, but particularly black coaches who do not do things the conventional way? They're unconventional. Will this open up the door to other ADs saying, you know what? Let's take a chance on this guy that we probably would have not taken a chance on because he's got something that we see that's similar to Coach Prime. Like you said, they're going to say, where's our Prime? So could Deion be creating a renaissance that opens up that for other coaches like him to get an opportunity because he has clearly said that there's guys on his staff that he want to see get a head coaching position somewhere.
Thank you for bringing that up. I think that's very important. That's a good question. And there's an idea in the coaching circles that I don't know which general manager said this or which analyzer said this, but they said that you got to think about the dynamic of the people in power. When
Yes.
you're going to, when you go to the boardrooms, when you go into the booster clubs and these high-end clubs, a lot of the fear of the people that's in power is that when they show up with that black guy,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what to expect. First, they don't
Hmm.
know what the black guy's thinking. They don't know
Hmm.
if he's thinking that they're all racist. They're all, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the stereotypes that the fears that we all have. A lot of managers, I think this was a conversation for the NFL, having black head coaches. Um, and they said that the fear was that, the the owner, the general manager, and all of these people, they have to go to lunch. They got to go to dinner
Hmm.
with their white family members or their white business partners. And the fear is that when they show up with these black guys, it's not a good look for them. This is a conversation that they were having for
Wow.
NFL on why they don't hire certain black people in certain roles. Because you got to go to those business meetings. When you roll out the coach or you roll out the general manager, you got to go rub elbows or you got to go do meetings. You got to take meetings with the owners and with other people that are not going to be like their colors. And it might just be that one black guy in the room and it's going to be awkward for their constituents. So that that is a thing that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this question. There's a flip side to that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is it working for Coach Prime because he comes with a certain, let me turn this down. He comes with a certain cachet, meaning he is a Hall of Fame football, ex-football player, Hall of Famer. He's got great personality. He's also been on television doing, I think he was with the NFL Network at one point in time. So even though they know that Coach Prime is unconventional, he's got this swagger to him. This is just my opinion, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes white people feel comfortable dealing with black people that are celebrities, actors, entertainers, even if they're flamboyant, because they have a large following and also they can, there's a certain economic validation that they bring, meaning they can make money off the individual, right? Versus someone that's kind of loose cannon, but he doesn't have the sort of markability. So we got to admit that Coach Prime has high markability. Look at what he's just done in Boulder in the short time he's been there. Ticket prices. I mean, I looked up to see if I can get my hands on a ticket, and you damn near got to rob and steal somebody to get a ticket.
Bro, I had to live stream because I couldn't get to the game. I'm like, Lord
Right.
have mercy. My little YouTube check is not enough.
You might,
But
you might have to.
let me get this thought out because.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said a mouthful.
No, you're good. I think what you're saying. This was my second part of that conversation. That question that you asked.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of Christians on my show, and we talk Christian stuff. I always be preaching.
Hey,
I
God
want to get away
first, brother.
I want to get away from the preaching, but God keep drawing me back in.
Hey, God
But
first.
I said God works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of JSU fans, a lot of black, like real, I would say what you call the pro-black community. One thing they don't understand is that God is orchestrating something that is beyond our natural understanding.
Wow.
We don't understand, and
Hmm.
we're not going to allow it. We're trying not to allow it, but we don't understand that in order for you to break barriers, in order for you to allow conversations to happen, if you are a change agent, I consider myself a change agent. That's why I have some of the tough conversations that I have on my channel that may not necessarily do about football.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a change agent, you got to go into places where some of your constituents may not want you to go in. So God is orchestrating something through Coach Prime that a lot of people are not seeing, and they're not allowing themselves to go to. So they're still angry at the fact that Coach Prime took number one took the job. I was watching a Roland Martin episode, and the doctor, from the Howard University doctor, I forget his name, forgive me, but he was saying that he's still not happy. When Roland Martin was asking him about what do you think about going on with the Jay Norvell situation, and he said that he's not happy that Coach he has no fight, no bite in this, no fight in this game, that because he's still not happy for the fact that Coach Prime left Jackson State. But I surmise to the constituents that God is doing something. Be patient because yes, they got Coach Prime for the credentials. They got Coach Prime for the accolades, the money and the draw that he has. But Coach Prime is authentic, brother.
Right.
Coach Prime is one of the most authentic. I ain't gonna do it your way, please. If you want me to do it, and I come here, step out of the way and let me put my glasses. Let me put where my shades at. Let me put my shades on.
Oh yeah, you got the shades and everything.
Let me rock my hat backwards. Let me put on my cowboy hat. Let me, give me my theme music. Let me do it my way, and I will bring you the results that you want. Ray George, do you agree? Hey, Coach, do your thing. Rick George is like, bro, I've been down for so long, bro. If you want, you want chitlins in the daggone cafeteria, you want a DJ, do you? Rick George says, I'm gonna step back and let you do you. And I think somebody said on one of the shows that Coach Prime was given the keys to Colorado, and he would not be given the key to many other programs like he is at Colorado, and that's why they're winning so much because you have to let Prime beat Prime.
Right.
I hope I'm speaking.
No, you are. We're totally on the same page. I have this question for you because you always can learn things from questions. What is your opinion about this? Did Coach Prime leave Jackson State in a better place than it was when he got there in terms of the football program and what he brought there? Because this is one of the
a trick question.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. No, the reason why I asked that question, maybe it's an obvious question that you're gonna.
Okay.
The reason why I asked this question because, brother, I have been in debates with our people on these YouTube streets. On my first on my first channel on YouTube when he left Jackson State, I did a video on my first channel. It was because it was a lot of controversy. People were calling him out, hating on him on some social media platforms. And this is just my observation. I think one of the problems with our people that's kind of sometimes disappointing to me is that sometimes we don't really appreciate people until they're no longer there. Right? So when they're there and they're doing things for you, they're uplifting then we sort of we like it, we enjoy it, but do we really appreciate them? And then when they up and leave, we're quick to call them everything but a child of God. Yet when he was at Jackson State, and I love Jackson State, I enjoyed following when he was there. At the same time, when he was there, doing all those great things that people liked, everybody loved him. But because his journey took him somewhere else, now he's a bad person. Wait a minute. What about the impact that he has had on kids, young people, while he was at Jackson State and before he got there? I think sometimes we, as a people, we think we can have it every way we want it, and sometimes it doesn't work that way. He has a journey that he has to follow, just like you and me. Why can't we sometimes understand that?
Okay, so the easy answer to your question is yes. That he did. His impact was so major that he took a team that was unranked. He took a team that was not being talked about on that national stage. He brought Michael Strahan in, who is now his business partner in many aspects, providing clothes for the kids at CU. That's another narrative that most people don't see. Michael Strahan, a black businessman, providing clothes for kids at a PWI. That's not that I don't want to go down that line, but I can make a whole video about that. But let's stay on this line right here. So Coach Prime changed Jackson, Mississippi in ways that you cannot fathom. Like you have no idea. When the water crisis hit Jackson, Mississippi, Coach Prime did things that the media never picked up. So his influence has transcended what he was able to do physically and in the face of people. You can go to Jackson if I because I'm a documentary filmmaker as well, so
Oh wow.
I can take a camera and I can go to Jackson, Mississippi and talk to the people on the ground. I talk to a lot of people online, and I did a live at TCU, and some people came on, and they were from Jackson, Mississippi, and they were saying how good Coach Prime was and how what he did was such a great impact. But I can take a camera crew, myself and some guys, and go out there and do a documentary. If y'all want to promote that, let me know. But if
Wow.
I can go do a documentary and really
Wow.
get to talk to the people so you can understand the impact that Coach Prime had on the ground level, because people don't understand. It's easy when you're like a Dr. Umar or you're certain prominent black people that you only see the picture one way and it's through color. Then it's very difficult to allow God to work his miracles and his unapologetic miracles that he works, that he doesn't need our permission to work. And thank God that he does not need, thank God that he does not need our permission to do what he does, because we would screw everything up that if we had the chance to screw up, we would screw it up because we don't
Yes, we
really
would.
understand. We don't understand spiritual things. We don't understand things that are happening in the spirit realm because we're not tapped in. Things go a certain way, and we think because we only walk by sight and not by faith, we only see it in a certain through a certain lens, and our lens needs to be corrected in our black community. I get a lot of flack because I'm from Africa and I don't have the black experience. I don't have the natural black experience, so they think. But I think because I'm a student of life, I'm a student of the game. I'm a student. I'm a man of God. I get insight. I'm a prophet. My spiritual calling is a prophetic gift.
Hmm.
So I have more insight and discernment than the regular person, and I think it shows in my videos. But I say that to say that God is doing something that I think people need to really understand, and then they can move from the hurt and the pain that we have in our community, so that we can understand and get on board with God and be partners with God to help him to deliver the message that he wants to deliver through Coach Prime to the world, so that we as a community we can get the things that we're looking for, we're crying for. Because remember, God in the early days, the people were crying in the desert in Africa, and they were crying for God's help. And then God said, I have heard your cries, and I have heard your moaning and groanings. I am going to send a messenger that's going to free you from this thing. But
Wow.
God's not going to ask your permission, and he's not going to ask you how can I do it or how am I going to do this. He's just going to say, okay, I've heard you. Now I'm going to do it, and I need you to
Hmm.
step out of the way. I need you to either partner with me and let's do this together, or I'm going to do it regardless of your help. So
Right.
I say that to say that God is doing this thing. He has heard our cries. He has heard us through a lot of different avenues, not just through Coach Prime, through a lot of different avenues. But since we're talking about Coach Prime,
Hmm.
I am now using Coach Prime as a vessel. I'm using him as an instrument, a vehicle to deliver a message to the world. And he's going to come with his shades on. He's going to come with his chains on. He's going to be bombastic. He is going to come with all of the rappers that are in the industry. I don't care if you like it or not. Get on board or get out of the way.
Right. Right. I got to say this. Very powerful what you just said. On a really deep level, when I look at people on the YouTube streets and even off of YouTube, I'm seeing a lot of black people, at least those that are not hating on Prime. I'm seeing a lot of black people unify. I'm seeing people create channels and people are coming together around these channels, around this issue of what Prime is doing. But it's also creating a community where people of like-mindedness are enjoying what's happening, but it's also allowing us to talk to each other. I mean, I started going live on my channel just in the last few weeks since they've had the seasons opened up, and it's allowed me to connect with people that I would not have been able to connect with. So I think what Coach Prime is doing, what our love affair for the football, for sports, and what Coach Prime is doing, it also is creating another connection for us to connect with people and to enjoy. Everybody is excited about what's happening in Colorado. Do you know, because I work in mental health, how good this is good for our spirit, for our emotional stress. All of us are dealing with stress, right? In this world that we live in, right? And watching these football games and seeing what Coach Prime is doing, for some people, it's therapeutic. It makes them feel good.
So she works in the
So
same
you hear
field
what
you
I'm
work in.
saying.
So
Oh,
I hear
okay.
what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking
So
about. We got two businesses dealing with that.
Oh, wow. Wow, brother. Wow. So since you have a wife that's in the business and you know better, you know, this is helping. It's creating endorphins that's helping people that are happy and they're not focusing on some of the negative things in their life. So I think
Tremendously. I can talk about this all night, bro.
So I think Coach Prime on another level is helping people therapeutically that are following the team, following what he's doing, because everybody's bringing smiles to people's face.
A lot of smiles. I mean, like what you keep bringing up some really good points. I feel like we should have a show together. I love the conversation, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. I just want you to understand, man. Like you're making some great points tonight, and I think I made a video called "Is Bigger Than Football." It's way bigger than football, because the things that are transcending, the things that are going through, that are happening through Coach Prime. That's why I said God is working in mysterious ways, and I say thank God that He doesn't need our permission to do it, because you know you're getting help and you don't even know you're getting help. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're feeling good. You found a community to talk to, and some people didn't even know what to do. COVID had them down for so long.
Oh God,
they didn't really know where to go and who to talk to, and they didn't have nowhere to connect. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, they found a community like TRP Sports, like Prime Sports Media.
This is great.
And they're talking and they're having fun again, and they're starting to come out again. It is therapeutic, but they're not seeing that. Like, they're not understanding that. Even the haters, even the fact that you can let out your anger, let out your angry voice, the fact that you have a place to come even to my channel and tell me Coach Prime sucks and all of these things,
right?
That's therapeutic.
That is therapeutic for the people that are haters, right?
People don't even understand that is therapeutic. Coach Prime, God has used Coach Prime to do all of this, but we don't see it because we're blinded by our own ambitions,
right?
And we're blinded by our hate for something that we don't understand.
Right. Let me bring this up before I skedaddle. Okay. This is another impact of Prime. We're failing people as they hate on them. They're failing, and even those in the mainstream sports talk, they're missing the point on Prime. I give you case in point. I watched how
point on Prime.
Yeah, I watched Prime as he talked to Jimmy Horn, because Jimmy Horn made a few mistakes here and there, or he was trying to encourage him to do what he needs to do out there on that football field, right? Yeah. And so he was talking to him, not yelling at him, and then Prime gave him a hug and said, "I believe in you," right? You could tell it was inspirational. Well, Jimmy Horn is a young man who has a father, as you may know, brother, who is incarcerated.
That's right.
And he gave his entrust to Coach Prime. Yeah. Okay. And Jimmy Horn, I think, has been estranged from his father. There's been some issues there. And so truly, Coach Prime, when he says he's a father to these young men, it is the truth.
Yeah.
And see, that's the other side of this on the spiritual level. That the mainstream media and all the pundits really don't get. This is why when you just said that God creates a mission for you that sometimes people can't comprehend. So as people are upset that he left Jackson State, where people are missing is the bigger mission that God has for him. And it probably, and I'm gonna tell you, you know how this works. Sometimes people won't realize this until they look back years from now and say, damn, I was wrong about him.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what you see what I'm saying?
That's what we often do. We don't realize what we have in front of us because when you're in the moment, it's a little different. Because, like you think about the Norvell situation, he
Mm-hmm.
was in the moment, not realizing what he was saying until retrospectively, you take back, you sit back, and you're like, oh shoot, I said something that may have suggested that his mother didn't raise him right. I don't think he was thinking about that. I don't
Right.
think that he was thinking like, oh, I'm about to make that crazy statement, and that's going to be something that's going to reverberate to Berlin, let alone Boulder, right? So,
Yeah, he got caught up in the moment,
oh yeah,
and but this is the problem. This is where it became personal, as you already know,
mm-hmm.
because it did come off to people, and maybe to Coach Prime, and certainly Shador, because you could see the body language that the Shador displayed towards Coach Jay, and that is the question of your mama did not raise you properly like my mama. That's how it could be interpreted from people. I can totally understand that.
Right.
However, at the end of the day, Coach Prime and him had a conversation. Jay said he had a conversation with him. And it's obvious to me that they've gotten past it because Coach Prime wishes him very well. So at the end of the day that we had this back and forth, and those of us, we make our videos about this back and forth, at the end of the day, it's still good that Coach Prime was able to say, I want much success for this brother. But we both are on different missions. We both have different blessings, and we have to find our way. So, and I was glad that, that was able to be the case. I'm going to say this to you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
As this Colorado team moves forward into the Pac-12 schedule, which is going to be a grinder,
Mm-hmm.
I think the bigger tests are ahead of them, meaning that these three games tested them in so many different ways. It tested the defense, the offense, and so I think they will be ready to take on some of the top teams in the Pac-12. And I think we need to be mindful of having the same energy that we have for them, whether they win or lose. And I'm going to be rocking with what Coach Prime is doing, whether they lose a game here, win a game there. I'm looking at the bigger mission. And this is all exciting, but I think people need to look at the bigger picture, just like you said, the spiritual component to this.
Let me speak on that real quick because the message that I have for doing the live, doing the game on my live, I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I said we're going to win this game. I don't really like the way we're going to win, but we're going to win. This is when we were down 11,
Wow.
and I said we're going to win this game. I don't like the way we're winning, but there's something that we are developing. We're growing as a fan base. People have to understand that what Coach Prime is doing. People have to understand first of all, Coach Prime, his belief system is different from a lot of our belief system. we
Mm.
we believe only when things are going well, and then our faith starts to wane when things are not going well. But the Bible says that you should always embrace troubles, trials, because that's when you're truly, a diamond. That's when the diamond, I'm paraphrasing, I'm sorry, but you should, when trouble comes, you should embrace that, because through the testing of the troubles, through the test, that's when your faith is strong, is made strong. So people have to understand that this was a good thing that we went through as a fan base, and
Mm-hmm.
as a, what I'm saying, and for Coach Prime and them, they need adversity to be able to understand how they're going to proceed and how they're going to go forward. But us as a fan, we have to understand some people gave up when it was looking like it was already over. And I kept telling people, just believe, because Coach Prime is still believing, and he needs us just as well as he needs those players to go play. He needs us to believe, because that message is spiritual, and spiritual message can be, you can be in Timbuktu, Africa, you can be in South Africa, like my man Emmanuel.
Hmm.
You believe that message goes forward, because spiritual message travels faster than anything that is in that stadium. So when you're believing, it's just as the same as you being in that stadium. So that's
Mm.
why I'm saying we all got to believe, even until we have zero time left on the clock. So the constituents that were here before us, before the bandwagon buzz, before the new guys, the ones that were here, right? They have an orphan energy, right? They are scarred, they are wounded, because they've been beaten, they've been downtrodden upon. They've been promised from Mel Tucker,
Mm.
Midnight Mel. Mel Tucker came in. He gave him a winning. He gave him one winning season, and then he made a deal, and he was out of here in the midnight while he was talking to their booster. So they've
Oh
been through
wow.
a lot. They've been through a lot. So now, if you understand orphan energy, it's stemmed in the distrust, not really understanding, not really knowing. Because if you have, I've never been an orphan, but I understand orphan energy. I study it. When you have been, when your family tells you, I don't want you, when people tell
Wow.
you, when society tells you, I don't want you,
Rejection.
I reject you, I'm going to put you in different homes. And then those homes, if I don't get somebody who's understanding of what the things that I need to be a whole person, right? Then what's going to happen is I'm going to then lash out. I'm going to have develop distrust. I'm going to have I'm going to have some things in my personality that are just to protect me, as to
Wow.
protect my heart, right? So that's what the fan base went through on on Saturday night and Saturday and Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go through that to understand that, hey, we have somebody here who's believing, and it behooves us to believe with him, because
Right.
what he was showing us was that he's here to stay. He's in it, and he's prepared his young men to go and to battle, and he gave them the right mindset to not give up, no matter how bad it may seem, or how bad the outcome may be looking.
Yes.
Life lessons all over the place. Like,
Right.
never give up on yourself when it feels like nothing is working, when God has not showed up, or he's so quiet. When God hasn't showed up and you don't see those footprints in the sand, that's when he's picked you up and he's carrying you.
You're
So
right.
that's when you're supposed to dig into your belief and your faith, not give up. So that's what we have to learn as a fan base moving forward, because the challenges are only going to get bigger and bigger. You're
Yeah.
going to get Oregon, USC. You're going to get these tough teams that are going to capitalize on mistakes, and they're going to put up a seven. They're going to put up 7 points or 8 points every time you make a mistake. How will you respond? Not as the players, for you as a fan base, how will you respond if they go up 27 on us? Will you
All
still
right.
be
It
believing,
can
or
happen.
will you trust the process? We
Right.
have to trust the process until there's no time left on that clock, because we trust the messenger, and that's Coach Prime.
Wow. I got to give you, how can I say, clap for that. That was powerful. Very powerful. Very, very powerful, brother. I totally agree with you. You can't give up, because there's definitely going to be some ups and downs, some bumps. But I think this team is built for it. They can persevere. I think when you got a quarterback like Shador, his mindset, I think you can win any game. The only thing, I'll leave you with this.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I think that they've got to they got to figure out a little bit better, is they've got to get a balanced running game. Because I think with the skills that Shador Sanders have, if you give him a running game, it will make it harder for the defense to tee off on him in the passing game. You got to get that running game going. And so I hope, well, not hope, but I know that Coach Prime and the coaching staff there will get something going, because I think that's the key to keeping people off of him and lowering the sacks that he sustains. And I think that would also open up their offense even more, because people will have to concern themselves with that running game. So I think they'll figure it out. It's going to be a tough stretch coming up, and I'm looking forward to everything. I'm going to definitely take in this conversation and everything that you said, because it was fantastic. And I'm as I get ready to step off the panel, my brother, I want to say thank you once again for letting me come up. I've watched your channel. You got great content. You got great personality. You look great on camera. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'll definitely, just so you know, because of this experience tonight, I definitely will be shouting your channel out and letting people know to come over and subscribe, those who may not be aware of it yet, or maybe are aware but need to get their butt over here more. So I'll definitely be shouting you out, giving you praises and flowers, because I'm a kind of person, I believe in that on YouTube, and shouting out people who have great content, have great integrity. So having this chance to hear you talk outside of what we do as personalities on our videos, that I kind of walk away with a different perspective of how I see you now, because I got to see the spiritual side of you as a man, you know? And so now I can't now when I see you on video, what you do on your channel, the great videos that you create, I can't look at you one dimensional. Because, you know, a lot of times on these YouTube streets, when you see people on video, you're kind of getting a one dimensional view of them based on what they're talking about, content.
Right.
But now I got the spiritual side of you. So it gives me a whole different perspective. So hopefully we can definitely at some point in time, I can get you over to my channel and we can talk about topics around these issues. But I love this. If you're going to be doing this every weekend like this, I definitely will be tuning in because this is right up my alley. This type of conversation, intelligent conversation. Yeah. And so I'm gonna step off because I got to eat some food and relax a little bit. It's been a long day. All right, man. But I appreciate you, and I'll be back, brother. You take care of yourself.
Thanks for the great words, and thanks for coming through. God will bless you for those words. You just blessed the man of God. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Peace, brother. And everyone in the chat room, peace to you. Thank you.
Peace and blessings. Peace. All right, guys. So I appreciate Clint for coming on. Like I said, we're going to be wrapping the show up real soon. If you want to come on here and speak your piece, I really want to know what you guys think about the fact that some of the stuff that we just talked about. I mean, I just feel like, you know, we brought up some really great points. It was a great conversation, man. I love having a great conversation, introspective conversations. Great different perspectives would help you to understand where we are as a community, where we are as we see things through other lenses, and we have to be okay enough. I don't want it to always be surrounded by a black talk. I do want to hear from other people. I want to hear from people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, and see their lens, what they're talking about. Because a lot of people, I don't know if I don't know if El Hombre Negro was being funny, but he was like, I don't know, I didn't know that Coach Prime was a messenger. El Hombre, I can't even say your name without laughing, man. Stop playing with me. Are you a troll, man? Stop playing with me. So anyway, I was saying Coach Prime is a messenger. And the fact that he's a Christian, it makes it easier for me to, kind of say what some of the things that I'm saying is because, like when God, I want people to walk away from this. This was not my message tonight, but since God wants to go there, I want people to walk away with this. I want y'all to understand that God doesn't need your permission. He doesn't need your permission. And you better thank God that he does it without your permission. So please understand that. God does not need your permission to help what you're doing. Because when sometimes people pray for rain and they don't think about the mud. Sometimes people are praying for things and they're not understanding what it really takes to get to that thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once you, it's a lot of it's maturity when you start understanding what you pray for. Get out of the way of the prayer, right? Because Coach Prime is here doing something, and there's a lot of people who don't understand what he's doing, and you're never going to understand it. But the second that you get out of your carnal mind and start applying spiritual things and tap into the faith in the faith realm and the spiritual realm, then you will start understanding what God is trying to do through Coach Prime. Coach Prime is a messenger. All right. He's not a perfect messenger, but name one messenger that was perfect. People talk about Martin Luther King Jr. smoking and having side chicks and all of these things. Name a perfect messenger that ever came and that didn't have shades on or have their own issues. Like, please do me a favor and name a perfect messenger that you've ever seen. Name one. There is no perfect messenger. There's never going to be a person that's so perfect to do it your way. It has nothing to do with the color of their skin. But there are white groups, white Christian groups that pray every day. You can join their prayer groups that pray every day for change, for this racial tension that we have with other groups, with white people. There are Christian groups that pray on some channels and things so that we can get along. They know that there were some egregious things that happened to Black people in this country, and the history of this country we have not dealt with. There are people that understand that and they deal with that, and they're white, okay? And they want change. But in order for the change to come, if God's going to bring that change, you have to understand that he's going to do it in his way, not your way. It's going to be Yahweh. I don't know why. I don't understand. But people have to understand that even when you, no matter what color you are, if you're asking for change, expect the change to come in a way that you're not expecting. Expect the unexpected. That's my message. Expect the unexpected. If you're asking God for help, expect the unexpected. That's it. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I say some things. You and I have, the conversations in the comments, and I may not say the right thing to you all the time, but expect the unexpected. Don't expect nobody to be perfect. And Coach Prime is doing something. He's trailblazing right now, and I want people to respect that. But I'm grateful, and I thank God for what he's doing through this channel. It was definitely not my intention to have some of these conversations. I was just another guy who was trying to figure things out, trying to figure a way to get into my career as a filmmaker, as a video maker, and all of these things so that I can make some money to help my family. But apparently there is a community here, there is a need here, and God is trying to navigate me through this whole thing, and I'm trying to be a good steward and understand how I can be of good service to the community and also be a good servant to God. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I hope that you be patient with me. But we're going to have some real conversations, some real serious conversations on here, and this might become a thing. I might have a weekly wrap-up show on Sunday, and we'll talk about what happened during the week, and I'll bring some people along. We'll have some great conversations because. Do you all agree that this was a good show? It was a pretty nice conversation we had with Emmanuel, even though his audio wasn't really that great, but I loved his perspective, what he was bringing to the table. And then with Clint from Prime Sports Media, he's also in the same business that my wife Keisha is in, mental health. We talked about mental health aspect of what Coach Prime is doing. I mean, we just had a great conversation, and I feel like, this might be something that I may want to do in the future. So I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for tuning in. It's been a blessing to have you in this community. Since I've been streaming tonight, we've kept over 100 people watching, and I didn't expect it. I'm over here sweating. I turned my air conditioner off because I want to have good sound. So you guys sticking with me, and I'm grateful. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful, and thank you for having me because we can't do what we do if we don't have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you found a community, and you better treat your community. You better treat them right. Treat the people that you are around, the people that respect you, and the people that appreciate you. Those are the people that you should focus on, not the people that are mean to you. So I appreciate you appreciating me. That's why I work so hard to make sure that I'm not just giving you frivolous news. I'm not just giving you stuff that you can just look on your Twitter feed or your Instagram and find out for yourself. That's why I'm not doing that. That's why I want to shape this channel to be a serious channel where we deal with serious issues that are surrounding the sport of football, of college football, and also to talk about Coach Prime and the work that he is doing in the kingdom. All right. So however that looks, and as the time is going on, now that we're in the season, I'm starting to find my voice. The more conversations I have, I'm starting to understand what God wants to do through this channel. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think I will keep serving because that's what you do. When God calls you and he gives you an assignment, he doesn't always give you the step-by-steps because he wants you to get dirty. He wants you to get your hands dirty, get your feet wet, get in there and start figuring things out. So he will never give you the step-by-step because he wants you to figure some things out, and that's how you grow. Because you're not a puppet. You have a mind of your own, and God wants you to use the mind that he's giving you to work out the things that he's giving you. So he would drop an idea and say, hey, this is a good idea. You should try this. And I will be with you. I will be your guidance, but I'm not going to tell you step by step what to do. So for those of you who are struggling, trying to figure out, God, you gave me this idea. Why don't you just help me do it? Why don't you just help me figure it out? Just put people in my life. You gave me a business idea. You know what I'm saying? Just give me all the people. You give me the daggone channel, give me 10,000 subscribers, give me 100,000 subscribers. Let me just go. God's like, no, then what would you learn if I give you 100,000 subscribers out the bat? What would you learn? Would they like you? Would they even care about you? If you do it the right way, you can grow a community of 10,000 people that care about you than 100,000 people that talks bad about you, and they say you look a certain way, and they don't even care about you. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. So if you do it the right way, you can actually learn something through the process, and that's how you become a diamond. That's how you become appreciated in your community, and you are a valuable member in a community, instead of just having a bunch of random people that are around you that care nothing about you. So that's what I'm learning, and that's what I'm hoping, and I'm being patient. Okay, because obviously I'm human, right? Like Coach Prime says, he's human, so he's gonna keep receipts. I'm human, and yes, would I love to have more people now? Yeah, but I think I'm I'm mature enough to understand my process. I'm mature enough to understand that there is a process, and I'm going through the process, and it's gonna get better. So the more of you who um share the channel, the more of you who talk about me, like Clint said from Prime Sport Media, the more of you who support the bandwagonbuffs.com and buy the merch, buy t-shirts, not the sweaty ones, but buy a t-shirt. You keep supporting, I'm going to keep working for you, and eventually we're going to arrive together. And if I arrive, I will serve this community. I'm going to serve our community. I promise you, I'm a servant. I have the heart of a servant, and that's what I want to do. That was my approach in the beginning, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. Even though my videos are not that popular, I will still put them out because I know that it helps somebody. People tell me all the time, even if it's like the worst views videos, I get people in the comments like, yo, this was good information. Thank you. And to me, I'm like, dang, I wish I would have gotten more views on this video, but I still appreciate that one person saying thank you. And, maybe sometimes that is enough. So with that being said, maybe that's enough. I can end it right there. So guys, this is the ending. For those of you who don't know how I end my videos, this is what I always say. This is how I always do it. I am your humble servant, guys. So this is how I always end my videos. I say, guys, okay, I'm going to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there, my friends, that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Peace.